Hi, this is Oni from the Lynch Mob. Hello. Hey, you're tuned into the Straus Project. Have a good time. Be safe out there. We'll see you soon.
Straus Project rolls on. We are at the Arcada Theatre with Oni Logan of Lynch Mob. Thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you, JR. Appreciate the invite, and we're looking forward to doing this show for you tonight here.
Okay, let's be honest here. I totally ambushed you today. I do appreciate you taking the time, though, and sitting with us. We're here to talk about the new album, The Brotherhood. It's out now on Rat Pack Records. Talk a little bit about the recording process, the writing that you guys do, how you all get together. I'm always very curious as to how that starts, how the process starts of writing an album.
Well, on this one, we decided to bring Jimmy and Sean into the fold to have a little bit of different energy behind the music of George and I. You know, we come up with the spark of it. We wanted to interact, two musicians they're such high caliber as far as musicians. We wanted to bring them in and to develop a certain backbone in an identity to the new recording. So we started off the writing for it at Jimmy's studio in California. We all live there. So we started tracking the drums and then the bass and then the guitars. George went into a studio, another studio for that, and then it was my task to come back and go, okay, here's the icing on the cake. So for me, I take pride in trying to do something different every time that I have this task in front of me. So if you listen to Rebel, I don't think there's anything that's similar really to, lyrically in the lyrical content to the new album, The Brotherhood. So I got an idea for everything, and I got the titles, and I got everything that what it's making me feel like. Each song has its own vibration to me. Each song tells me something different. So when I get to that point, it's okay. I got that. Okay, that's gonna fit. That's the home for it. That's the title. That's the concept. That's the whole. The feeling of it. So I finish it off, and then I take it into the studio, and then I do my bit on there, and I'm happy to say that we have a nice, tidy album with the Brotherhood.
I have so many questions from what you just said. That was fantastic. The recording process, you all four of you sit in a room together.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, you're not sending stuff MP3s over computers in your home. You're actually in a room together.
There was only one song that was actually the spark of the song started off at Jeff Pilson's studio, which was the new single that we just released, which is called Miles Away. George had sent me an MP3 of the melody that he was playing on the guitar, and he sent it to us at Jimmy's studio, and I was like, wow, this has got to be something. We need to develop this. So having that little piece, we started to develop that on the road. We would just jam it, and just like I would just kind of just free form, just scat all over it, and we just do like a little segment in the set where we would just do the Hendrix Experience jam free thing. And so that eventually took the course into Miles Away. So that's the only song that was written outside. Until the Sky Comes Down, George had already had that sewn up with our engineer Chris the Wizard Collier, who's been doing our past albums. He sent us an MP3 of the drums with the guitar, and that was already done up. But the rest of it was just basically getting into the room, and we were just hashing out rhythm ideas, riff ideas, and rhythm drum ideas and stuff like that. So it was a band effort, I would say.
It sounds like you don't do much writing until you hear what the guys have come up with musically.
Yeah, that's true. My whole thing is to add the icing on the cake, so to speak. I like to take the general idea, which is basically the whole song. So we work out the A-B parts, and we work out the middle 8 parts or whatever, what have you, before I start to work on it. I have to have something substantial to a palette and then I'll take it home and I'll spend days and days on it. And it drives me nuts sometimes because, like I said, it never gets easier. Every album gets harder, but it's always a challenge, and it's always a blessing, and it's always a good challenge for me because that's what I love most. I mean, I love touring, and I love doing the yayas, getting my yayas, having fun out on the road.
Sure.
But I think the most challenging thing for me and the most rewarding thing is to hear the end mixes of a new recording that you have done.
You said that you brought Sean and Jimmy in to bring a different kind of energy into that. What kinds of things did they bring to the table that were maybe different than previous albums?
Well, I mean, their experience. I mean, those guys, I mean, think about Jimmy Deanna when he came up as a youngster. He laid down a fat groove for the Bullet Boys in the beginning of their career. Great tone, great feel, great energy. If you think about Sean, he's done many records. He's one of the most solid players out in L.A. In rock. I mean, he, you know, they are solid musicians. So I think their contribution is everywhere within the Lynch Mob, from the beginning nucleus of the, you know, creation of songs. Because without, you know, once you bring a musician into, you know, in the creative aspect, it's a different energy. So that's eventually that is evident that it's gonna take. It's going to fruition, and it's going to make it sound differently, you know. And on a live basis, I mean, these guys have been with us for a couple of years now, and it's a whole different ballgame from what we had in the past. It's a solid foundation. It gives me and George the opportunity to branch out. George feels free. We don't have to worry about those guys not being here behind us. It allows me to relax and do my job. So with having Sean and Jimmy in the fold, they have brought such a great energy to the whole Lynch Mob experience on a creative level and on a live experience. Yeah.
And I think one of the big events that I see, I saw you guys are on this event coming up next year, is the Monsters of Rock cruise. I feel like that's one of those things that, hey, you can really get up close and personal with your fans, and they can have access to you. Everybody's all on. It's one big floating party.
It's a floating party, whether you make the event or not, or the scheduling that they have for you that day. Is another story, but we always do. We try to be good boys and try to make it to every, you know, to the signing, to the meet and greet, and to the, you know, the whole thing. I think that that whole experience is such a it's really a gas to do, because, you know, you get to meet straight up right in front your friends, the people that honestly love. You know, somebody will come up to me, oh, that song meant a lot to me. You know, or this song meant a lot to me. And that's all I need to let me know that, oh, okay, we're doing a good thing. I hope you're enjoying yourself. So we're all out here as a rock and roll clan. It's a constitution to me. I feel like it's a constitution, it's a nation. We're all at sea, and we're going to have a damn good time.
That's Oni Logan for president right here, folks. Joining the Straus Project. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That was great.
Check your levels really quick.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Can we use that in the?
You can.
All right.
A one.
Nice.
Wise man said.
That was beautiful. My heart. Okay, I am ready when you are.